have added to it. I'm going to start with the importance of the subjects, and the most important subject right now is platysma. And if you do this, you're going to be regretting, and you can feel it. You can feel it on your chest. You can feel the muscle originating on your chest and then coming up into your chin and pulling your chin down. And there's a muscle there called the depressor of the angle of the mouth that originates on those fibers and on the bone. And as I said, you still see the forms and the structures underneath this, but from the point of view of what the muscles are doing, this is a very important subject, the platysma. So I hope that you'll look in the mirror and move your face like that, and you'll feel the tissues all moving around. Then from the sternum and the clavicle, you have a muscle, sternocleidomastoid, that's coming up to insert into the mastoid process right behind the ear, that hard form, bony form behind the ear. And you feel that when you turn your head sideways. You feel the origin at the clavicle and the sternum, and you feel the insertion and the mastoid process. Then from the very back, you have trapezius is coming around underneath the platysma and inserting into your clavicle. And we have little muscles around your ear that wiggle your ear if you have that capacity, if you're part of that evolutionary trend that kept the muscles that move the ear. And at the front and back, you have epicranial, which is attached to an aponeurosis on the top, and that is what allows your eyebrows to be pulled up. And actually, Darwin knew a family where everyone in the family could put a book on the head, move the occipital part back, and then thrust the book forward across the room by using their epicranial. And then we have a lot of muscles that make up the mouth or impress the mouth with grissorius for a grin, and the orbicularis oris itself making the mouth. Anyway, this is all superficial muscularity of the orbicularis oculi around the eye, the procerus at the nose, and the compressor of the nose, and there are various other little facial muscles for expression. The pouting one that starts on the chin just below the teeth and then inserts into the skin to push the lower lip out. And then we have muscles of mastication. The masseter's shown here, but the other temporalis is not shown there because the artist wanted to show the muscles of the ear. So this is in your Gray's Anatomy, the superficial form. And if I take this drawing, I could bring the platysma up from the chest like this. And of course you wouldn't draw that in unless he were actually doing an expression of regret. You can see the clavicle there. Now I want to get to the next illustration, which defines all these forms. Where did I put it? Oh, here. Now, what Gray and his illustrator did was to have all the anatomy drawings and books that they could find, and they put them out in the middle of the room, and they chose which positions, which drawings they would copy, steal from, adapt to the best view to explain all the muscles and bones. So this one now is with the head tilted up slightly, so we see under the chin, and that's very important now because the forms that are going to be shown are the muscles under the chin, and there's a new anatomic form here that's visible, the hyoid bone, the only bone in the body that doesn't attach or touch any other bone. And the tongue is pulled up and back, forcing food down when you swallow, by the hyoid bone and other bones having been a source for the muscularity of the tongue. And so the hyoid, we're going to have Roger do this. Whenever you swallow, your hyoid goes up and back and down, and if the model will show how swallowing happens, then you'll be able to see what the hyoid's doing. Now meanwhile, the sternocleidomastoid has come up from the, remember right under here, I said that it showed its form from here underneath, showed its form underneath the platysma, and the trapezius has come around, and